calendar table is a table with one row for each day in our model. It should start with the earliest date in the model and ends with the latest date in the model. It is important to create calendar tables as it allows us to slice and dice our data using any data attribute that we could think of. For example, we can slice and dice using the week number or even the week start date. To create a calendar table, we need to go to the data view and click on new table. Then we would simply paste the code we have right here. I'll make sure to attach the Word document to the video so that you can use that same code in your model. So I'll just copy and go to Power BI and paste that entire code right here. What this code does is that, first of all, using this calendar auto function, it gets the earliest date and the latest date in the model and creates, as we just explained, a single row for each day in our model. Then the rest of the script creates individual columns, which are the most common columns used for date modeling, like year number, quarter number, month number, and so on. The next thing we need to do is to select the date column and make sure that the data type for this column is recognized as date, not date and time, as that would make it easier to connect to the other columns within the model, which might be recognized as date columns or could be recognized as date and time column, and in that case we would need to convert them to be just date columns. This way we will make sure that if two columns have the same date but different times, could still be connected. So for example, if we have a column that shows 8th of October 1900 at 12 a.m. and another column showing exactly the same date but a different time, in that case we will not be able to make a match between these two rows because they have different times. So to solve this problem, if the time in our model is irrelevant to our needs, we need to convert the date column data type to be just date. Next, to connect this calendar table to the other table it should be connected to, which is in our case the fact sales table, we need to make sure that the column for which we would like to make a connection with is also recognized as a date column. As the fact sales was originally created using the query editor, we need to go to the query editor to change its type. Changing the type of the date column from here wouldn't work and would make us fail to establish the relationship. Although sometimes it may work for you to change the data type for the date column from here, it's not guaranteed. So it's a better practice to change the data type using the query editor in order for the relationship between the calendar table and the other table that we need to connect with to work properly. To change the data type of the column, as we have learned in a previous video, we need to go to the Home tab and select Transform Data. Then we need to choose the table and the column we would like to change its type. Then choose Date. And whenever you change the type for a date and time column to be just date, it's better to add that data type change as a new step instead of replacing the currently identified type, which is date time. This is because in many cases Power BI cannot directly get the date from a date and time column, but first it needs to identify that column as a date time type of column. Then you can extract the date from that column. Finally, we will hit close and apply. Then we'll go to the model view and create a relationship between this table and the fact sales table. So to create that relationship, as we have learned in the previous video, we will just drag the column we need to use to create the relationship and drop it over the other column which you would like to connect with. Finally, to make sure that this relationship is working, we will go to the report view, and let's say that we would like to show sales by financial year. So if we go to focus mode, we can see that we have filtered the sales table using this calendar table. And using this calendar table, we can also create time intelligent calculations like sales year to date, or sales month to date, or sales on the previous year, and so on. And that's all we need to know about creating calendar tables in Power BI. See you in the next video. If you like this type of content, subscribe to our channel, hit like, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. And by the way, we also offer Power BI consulting and training services at www.powerbimaster.com. See you in the next video.